Hey guys, welcome back to the Glory Living channel. My name is Hannah and today we are inside and we are baking again. We are going to make a beautifully delicious lemon bundt cake. Guys, my family really enjoyed this when I made it for them, and so I want to share it with you in hopes that your family would also enjoy it. I love a good bundt cake. It just feels so much like a comfort food to me, and especially with the shape, it just feels I don't know, I just love it. It makes me happier than any other shaped cake, so I want to share it with you guys. You guys are really going to enjoy this. It has a few extra ingredients as far as I feel like more ingredients than maybe normal for me. It seemed like when I was laying it out, but they're all common household ingredients. And guys, I know you're going to enjoy it. So let's go check it out. Alright guys, as usual, down in the description is going to be the ingredients for this. I'm not sure if I'll write out all the steps. It's pretty straightforward. It's a cake. But if you want to follow along with me, then you'll get all the steps more in line here. But the ingredients are down in the description. I think that makes it easier. So here we go. Let's get started and all that we have. Okay, so we're going to have 3 cups of an all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of lemon extract, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 4 eggs, 2 tablespoons of lemon zest, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, half a cup of milk, half a cup of sour cream, 1 cup of butter, and a half a cup of sugar. If you did not watch my chocolate bundt cake recipe, then you will not know this, and I'll tell you this. You're going to want to grease your pan, but what does that mean? I would not use oil. I would use butter. For a bundt pan, I think the key to getting these things not to stick is kind of twofold. One is, what ingredients are you putting in here to make it not stick? Butter and flour are your friends. So butter and flour is always the answer. If you're doing a chocolate cake, flour mixed with cocoa powder. But we're not doing that today. We're doing the lemon cake, so we're just going to do flour. You take your butter, spread it, and get it over every inch inside of here as best you can, and then get your flour in there, and all the excess flour, dump it out. And that is how we're going to make sure our cake does not stick, and hopefully, Lord willing, comes out clean. And the additional step to that is taking it out right around 10 minutes. After you take it out of the, what I mean by that is after you take it out of the oven, letting it sit for exactly 8 to 10, stretch kind of more towards 10 minutes, and loosen up the sides, and then gently bring it out. And I've had great success using those methods. For time, I got everything ready before we did this video just because I thought that'd be easier. You're going to need 2 lemons though. You're going to use everything from these lemons. All you need is 2 of them, but you're going to zest both of them as much as you can, and you're going to get as much juice out as you possibly can. The zest is going to go 2 lemons. Each lemon gets about a tablespoon of zest. So 2 tablespoons of zest is what we're going to put into the cake. And then the juice is going to be split between the cake as well as the glaze for the cake. So that gives you a good lemon flavor in both the cake and the glaze. Okay, so one thing that I really just do not like about lemon cake is that a lot of recipes, they don't really come out super lemony. And so I was on the hunt for a lemon cake that actually tasted like something lemon-y. And so it's really disheartening if you put all this work into something and then it really isn't what you want or what you're expecting, or it's really bland. Like, who wants to do that and put all these ingredients into something and it not come out? So I really like this cake. My husband really enjoyed the cake, so did the kids. We think it came out really good. Here's what I'm going to tell you though. If you're expecting a cake like something you might get, like a store-bought lemon cake that's going to be dark lemon on the inside and almost have like juice in it, that's not what this is. But this is a nice, pretty white cake with lemon flavor and lemon glaze on top. It's really, really good. But if you're expecting that grocery store type cake, it's not going to be like that, but it's still going to pack a great flavor and just be a really wonderful, delicate cake. So guys, I hope you will enjoy this. Let's hop in and get started. Okay, so simple enough. We're going to add our dry ingredients together. We have our 3 cups of flour, and we're going to add in our baking powder and our baking soda and our salt. And we're just going to mix that in so everything is kind of blended together for when we add it to our wet ingredients. Okay, we've got our 2 sticks of butter, and we are going to put them into our electric mixer, and we are gonna really mix them until it's nice and soft and fluffy and all beaten out of its stick shape. So you're gonna want these at room temperature, so that's something that's important. I always forget. If you do forget, you could defrost them in your microwave and that'll work, but it's still a pain if you forget them in the freezer like I often do when I go to bake. So let's just put these in the electric mixer and get them all beaten up together so it's just nice and fluffy. Just the butter for right now. Next step, into our butter, we are going to add our sugar, our 2 cups of sugar, and we're going to keep blending it again. This we're going to beat at about a medium speed, just for a couple minutes until it gets really light and fluffy. Next step is we're going to add in our lemon zest. So 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. Like I said, guys, we want this to have a lot of lemon flavor. We don't want like a lame lemon cake. We want it to really have a flavor. And because this doesn't have a syrup running through it, like poked in and, you know, like syringed in or poured in or whatever, we're gonna want a lot of lemon flavor. That's why we have the zest, the juice, and the extract to really give it that punch. So we are going to mix in our zest, and then we'll add our eggs in very slowly so we don't get splashed up, and just mix them just enough because we still have a lot more ingredients going in, so you don't want to overbeat your eggs. So while this is mixing, I also started to add a little bit of flour. So that way when we add in our wet ingredients, I'll feel like it's really incorporating well, and it's not gonna get overmixed, and it's not gonna splash up at me. So I added in a little bit of flour and mixed that in, and now I'm going to add the rest of my wet ingredients. I'm gonna do our 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of lemon extract, half a cup of milk, half a cup of sour cream, and now we're going to continue to mix it and add in the rest of our flour, and we'll be all set. Okay, so once we feel like this is well incorporated, and we don't want to over mix it and just beat it to death, just make sure that everything is really mixed in thoroughly so that it's all spread out and we don't have clumps of flour or sugar or anything hanging around. When that is all set, what we are going to do is I'm going to get this batter out and I'm going to scoop it into our Bundt pan. Okay, so this is a pretty thick batter, so you're going to want to spread it around once you get it into your Bundt pan. Okay, so I am just smoothing out this cake in the Bundt pan, just so it's nice and level and even. And then I'm going to put it in the oven. The oven has been set at 325 degrees, and I'm going to put it in for 50 minutes. And after those 50 minutes, I'm going to check on it and see if it's done. Okay, so now we have it in the oven at 325 degrees. We're gonna bake it for 50 minutes and check to see if it's done. As per usual with a cake, we're gonna stick a toothpick in about 50 minutes and see if it comes out mostly clean. And then if it is ready, we'll take it out and wait our 10 minutes, and then we'll flip it out of our cake pan. Remember, that 10 minutes is like the golden 10 minutes. That is the perfect amount of time so that you can flip it out and still get a clean cake. When I say that and I'm doing a video, I always think, this is the time. This is the time. It's not going to come out of the cake pan. So hopefully it will. Hopefully it'll all look pretty. So I have something good to show you guys. When it comes out later, we're going to make our glaze so that it's nice and warm to pour over the cake. Okay, guys, so we are back, and the cake has been baked for I ended up doing it for about 57 minutes. It took a little bit longer than I was hoping. I started at 50 because I want to check it. Sometimes my oven just seems to cook things faster than recipes call for. And so I just always like to be careful. So I checked it at 50 minutes, put it in for another 5, and then another 2. So I ended up around 57 minutes, somewhere between 50 and 60 minutes is probably going to be a sweet spot. So you just stick it in the center and see if it comes out clean. We are going to do our glaze. I have flipped it out, and as I could just feel, because I've been bragging on this method, it works so well usually. I mean, I make bundt cakes pretty often. Caught a little bit in the pan, and so I just knew it. But anyways, I don't know if I need another minute either in the oven or just waiting in the pan, because most of it came out just gorgeous. And the other one part, of course it didn't happen last time I made the cake, but anywho, it's still gonna be delicious. So we're gonna get our glaze going. That's gonna be 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of lemon zest, and 1 cup of powdered sugar. So you could probably just melt this, warm it up in the microwave, and pour it. I'm just gonna do it on the stove top because I would just rather do that. I think that'll be quick and easy, and I can just keep it warm. And then you can just pour it over your cake. So I have my cake over a wire rack. I'm gonna put it over a baking sheet to catch all the excess, and then we're gonna go from there. You can see the spot right here where our cake got stuck. I tried to mend it just a little bit, but so much of it looks so good. Like, it's so beautiful this whole way. And then, like, I must have just done a bad job getting the butter on it. So we will get that started. We're gonna turn our stove top on here. Not super high, but enough to melt that butter. And get our whisk over here. And that'll start melting here in a minute. We'll get our lemon juice in there, and then our confectioner's sugar. We're just moving the butter around to get it melted a little bit faster. I say that, I don't know whether that melts it faster or not, but I'm just gonna do it. Makes me feel like I'm doing something while I wait for it to melt. Okay, while my butter finishes up just melting the last very second here, I'm gonna pour in some of the lemon zest, or not, pour in this lemon juice, not the zest. Get that butter all the way melted. I don't want any chunks when I pour in my sugar here. And now that's melted, I'm just going to turn that off. I'm going to add in the sugar. That's going to thicken up our glaze. It becomes pretty thick. It's a little bit runny, but it's already pretty thick when you first start off. So I'm just going to give it a minute so it'll thicken up even more as I pour it over. I don't want too much to just run off. Okay guys, so I have glazed it and we have cut into it, and it is just gorgeous. It's a beautiful cake. It's a beautiful color. It is super moist on the inside. It's still warm right now, and I am so excited. This is gonna be a great treat after dinner tonight. One important tip I do want to give you about pretty much anything that you bake is that if you let it cool, the flavor enhances. If you were to eat this lemon cake nice and warm, although it is comforting to eat warm cake, it's not going to have as rich of a flavor as if you let this cool down. That's the same. I have a great pumpkin bread recipe, like a change your life pumpkin bread recipe, and I have it on this channel. But the pumpkin bread, when it first comes out, it's almost bland when it's warm. But if you let it cool off, oh my goodness, the flavors just come through so strong. So that is a really important tip for baked goods like this, especially like we talked about. It's hard to get that lemon flavor to come out. Let this cake cool off completely before you serve it to anybody if you want that full lemon flavor. It's just gonna make it so much better and so much more enjoyable. So remember that for all things like this and pumpkin breads, and I'm sure banana bread or anything like that, just remember, let it cool off so you can really get that flavor to come out. I don't know why it does that. I don't know the science, maybe you do, but the cooling off really helps. Guys, this is such a great cake. It'll be so enjoyed tonight, and I know your family will enjoy it too. Whether you're bringing it to a party or a Sunday, whatever, it's gonna be a great, great cake to enjoy. So guys, leave a comment and let me know if you try it and what you thought of it. And as always, please share this video with your friends and your family, and please subscribe to the channel. It really is like the best way to support us and while we make this content for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope it makes your family as happy as I know it's gonna make mine tonight. Thank you guys again, and until next time, we'll see you soon.